Hello everybody! This year I am going to officially participate in Nonfiction November for the first time. I've done this a little bit on the down low in the past, but for some reason I thought, oh, Nonfiction November this year, I'm going to actually do it. The point of this readathon is to simply read more nonfiction in the month than you usually would. There are some little challenges and one-word prompts, which I am not really going to pay attention to. I'm just going to read through my stack of books. But if you want to know more about this readathon and the challenges and such, I will link Olive's video on it. So the first thing that I know I'm going to read in November is this biography, James Tiptree Jr., The Double Life of Alice B. Sheldon by Julie Phillips. This is a biography of Sheldon, who became famous under her pen name of James Tiptree Jr. She wrote science fiction stories for about a decade under that pseudonym and then was revealed to actually be a woman, which rocked the SFF community to its core at the time. I find Sheldon to be fascinating, and I'm going to be buddy reading this biography with Andrea from Infinite Text. We read the essay collection Letters to Tiptree together back in September, and I already knew some stuff about Sheldon, so that made sense reading Letters to Tiptree, but I think reading this biography first is a good idea if you want to do it that way. I have had this on my shelves for years. I think that I actually got this copy from Bree over at Bree Reads Books. She had an extra copy and gave it to me one time when I was visiting her, so it's been a couple of years since I got this, and I will finally read it. Another thing that I want to read, which I have been looking forward to for a while, is Nodding Off, The Science of Sleep from Cradle to Grave by Alice Gregory. I don't remember why I originally put this on my want to read list on Goodreads. I did, and I was just like, I really want to read about sleep. I've never read about it before, so let's do that. Maybe I could count this one as the sport word. You know, the biography of Sheldon counts as voice, so maybe this is sport, because I enjoy sleeping. It's my favorite physical activity. I will also finally get to The Uninhabitable Earth, Life After Warming by David Wallace Wells. I've been meaning to read this for most of the year and haven't felt kind of mentally up to it. Everyone I've talked to who has read this book has said it is quite grim, a little bit upsetting, and can change your life, basically. And I've been girding myself for the experience. So I have a physical copy of this, but I may also get the audiobook of it and switch between the two to get through it. In the vein of climate change, I have Being the Change, Live Well and Spark a Climate Revolution by Peter Kalmus. This is a book I got from my parents when they were done with it, and I've been meaning to check it out for a while. So I don't know if I will actually read the entire thing or just cherry pick it, but I wanted to dive in and see what it was like. Does it say anything about this? Let's see, it says life on 1/10 of the fossil fuels turns out to be awesome. So I think that this might be about a family that tried to drastically reduce their fossil fuel consumption and what that was like and how they did it. And that sounds pretty interesting. And then 3 books from the library. One I don't have here yet. I need to actually go to the library today and pick it up, and that is Women in Art by Rachel Ignatowski. This is her newest book. Like her previous ones, Women in Science and Women in Sports, it profiles 50 women, this time in design, in art, and in creative life, and I'm looking forward to it so much. I've been waiting for a while for my library to finish processing it so I can read it. I've loved all 3 of Ignatowski's previous books that I have read. She also did one about ecosystems of Earth, which was really cool. I love her art style. I love these little snapshots of women, many of whom I've never heard anything about, and it's wonderful. This one could count for the prompt of design, I think, and I cannot remember what the 4th prompt was, so I guess I'm not doing that one. And then the other 2 books, which I may end up reading, I have Slime, How Algae Created Us, Plague Us, and Just Might Save Us by Ruth Kassinger. This is another one that I might also get the audiobook of it if I don't end up reading it in physical form. It's the kind of thing I really enjoy listening to. And I don't know much about this one, I just grabbed it because I thought slime, like that's a title. So yeah, it says here, say algae and most people think of pond scum. What they don't know is that without algae, none of us would exist. We'll see. And the last one is the Regency years, during which Jane Austen writes, Napoleon fights, Byron makes love, and Britain becomes modern. This is written by Robert Morrison, and I just grabbed this on a whim. I've read some things by Ruth Goodman covering the Tudor period, Victorian times, and realized that most of what I know about the Regency era, I really only know from novels like Jane Austen's books or Regency romance type things or movies. So I thought I should read something about what it was like to actually live during that time period. And I also don't actually know that much about the actual Regency, like the King's Regency or whatever, which is what the time period is named for. I feel kind of dumb for not knowing that, but I'm gonna find out. So that is that for my nonfiction November plans. This isn't really a TBR because I'm sure I will change it up a lot. There are a lot of like audiobooks and stuff I might end up listening to that aren't even listed here, but we will see. I'm basically really excited to be reading things from the library. I'm just reading whatever I want to. So let me know if you are also doing nonfiction November. What are you looking forward to reading? Leave me comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll be back soon to talk to you again, and until then, bye.